You are listening to KLRN Radio, where liberty and reason still reign.
Most writers and radio show hosts know that to connect with your fans, you need to do more than just write books or record the latest podcasts. There are many different elements that go into forming an online platform, but there are also many hidden traps. To make matters worse, solid advice on how to survive the muddy waters is scarce. In the book Hidden Traps, I talk about some of the important issues of working with an online platform, highlighting traps that could put your physical or internet security at risk or be harmful to your reputation. Are your social media posts just links with a few disjointed words, making you look like someone who can't complete a sentence? Did your new website cost you more than you anticipated? Are you leaking your personal contact details across the web without even knowing it? Then you need Hidden Traps. Although Hidden Traps is not officially released until August 1st, you can pre-order your paperback or ebook copy now from a variety of retailers, including Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and Kobo. Visit blackwolfpublications.com for more details.
Here's George Foreman with InventHelp.
Hi, I'm George Foreman. Do you have an idea for a new product or invention? People ask me all the time, George, how do I get my idea in front of companies? How do I get a patent? What do I do next? Do you have the same questions? I'll tell you like I'll tell them all. Call my friends at InventHelp.
Call InventHelp today for free information. InventHelp has been helping inventors for more than 30 years and has sales offices nationwide. InventHelp can submit your invention to companies who are interested in receiving new ideas. If you have an idea and want to try to patent it and submit it to companies, you should call InventHelp today for free information.
Listen, I can't guarantee a company will be interested in your idea, but I believe every inventor deserves the opportunity to step into the ring and take their best shot. Put InventHelp in your corner.
To get your free inventor's information, call 1-800-353-6490. That's 1-800-353-6490. Again, 1-800-353-6490.
KLRN Radio has advertising rates available. We have rates to fit almost any budget. Contact us at advertising@klrnradio.com.
This is Slickery Trigger for Rebel Road Tactical. With proper care and feeding, your pistol will be ready when you need it, there to save your life. Shouldn't your gear be that good? Whether you need a holster for comfortable everyday carry or a tough-as-nails holster for your next training course, Rebel Road Tactical has what you need. Check us out on the web at rebelroadtactical.com.
Tired of paying outrageous prices for Viagra? Well, we have great news for you. Now you can finally get Viagra at huge discounts. Healthy Man allows you to save up to $500 on Viagra. Why pay U.S. pharmacy prices of $15 per pill or more when you can get Viagra for less than $3 a pill? Call today and get 40 Viagra pills for only $99. This can cost as much as $600 at your local pharmacy. You can't afford not to call us. If you want Viagra at the lowest prices, never pay $15 a pill pharmacy prices again. Get Viagra for less than $3 a pill. Call 1-800-516-7602 today and save up to $500 and get 40 pills for just $99. Healthy Man is fast, easy, and affordable. Operators are waiting at 1-800-516-7602 to take your call right now. Call 1-800-516-7602. That's 1-800-516-7602. Again, 1-800-516-7602.
If you're 85 or younger, would you like peace of mind and comfort for your family? We're Final Expense Direct with an urgent message for you. The average funeral today costs over $8,000, but the most you'll get from government benefits is $255. How will your family pay the difference? We can help. Our senior plans start as low as just $1 a day and pay up to $30,000 for a funeral and other final expenses. Peace of mind is easy. There's no medical exam. You'll have lifetime coverage, and your plan can't be canceled as long as you pay your premiums. Call now for free information about our senior plans. Answer a few simple questions and receive approval right on the phone. Plus, call right now and we'll give you a discount prescription card for free. Call 800-553-8687. That's 800-553-8687. Again, 800-553-8687. 8687.
Everyone loves liberty. Our rights come from God, not the government. So why are you letting other people tell you what's best for your health care? Exercise your freedom with Liberty Health Share. Liberty Health Share is a community of people who voluntarily share one another's medical costs. Liberty Health Share is founded on the idea that most people truly want to help one another. Healthcare sharing allows members to do just that as a true community that supports one another in times of need. Liberty believes people should make decisions for themselves and their families. Members are able to take back the freedom to make their own decisions about their health care. Freedom from guilt or doubt about how your money is used. You have the freedom to direct your health care, not to be dictated to by bureaucrats. Stop letting others tell you what to do and join a community of like-minded people. Exercise your freedom. Join Liberty Health Share and take back the control of your health care while helping those around you. Call Liberty at 855-58-LIBERTY. Again, that's 855-58-LIBERTY for more information, or you can check them out at libertyhealthshare.org. Again, that's libertyhealthshare.org.
You're listening to the Spark Radio Network, internet radio like you've never heard before. Innovation, creativity, and imagination are all said to begin with a spark. So fasten your seatbelt and take the ride of your life and listen for the spark.
You are listening to KLRN Radio, where liberty and reason still reign.
My name is Jessie. I'm a United States Special Forces widow. This gives me a unique perspective on the world around us. If you're willing to listen, I'll tell you how I see it, and I won't pull any punches. This is my POV, which stands for Point of View.
All right, it's Jessie. How y'all doing out there today? You know I miss you when we're not talking. Oh, don't give me that look. You know it's true. Now, I was asked a question by a listener, and they wanted to know if I had a separate Twitter account for my Jessie's Coffee Shop show. Fair question, friends? No. I can only maintain so many social media presences. As much as I would love to have one exclusively for Coffee Shop, it just isn't going to happen. I'd love to. But I have this one flaw. I happen to be human. So I only have so much time to go around. So between show prep and everything else I have to do, even the Jessie's POV Twitter feed I have rarely gets much more than a few retweets and a show tweet when I remember to send that out. So yeah, I wish I could do more on the social media front. I tend to be, well, to be honest, just too darn busy. Now, what am I busy doing? Well, today it seems getting my patience tested. But on the rest of the days, what am I busy doing? I'm going to make this real simple for you. You already know what I'm busy doing part of the time. Show prep. Believe it or not, this 1-hour show takes between 1 to 2 hours of prep to put together. And I'm thinking of expanding it to a new dimension that would take even more prep on my part. Yes. But I do it for a reason. Actually, I do it for a few reasons. Reason one, I love doing it. Reason 2. My other reason? Well, real simple. I want to bring you a quality show. And so that's why I put in the work. And do what I do. It's not ideal. It's far from it. But I do it because I love what I do. You don't see this because, well, I don't get out there on a camera like Stafford Voice. Oh, and I heard that Stafford Voice, rumor has it, he might be moving. Moving to Wednesday nights anyway. So, I've heard a rumor. Now, I'd have to check the KLRN radio schedule, which I haven't had time to do today, so we're going to have to leave it that a certain Polita-Bunny, I think, mentioned it to me. Yes, Boo Bunny. We are all friends here at KLRN Radio, believe it or not. You might hear us squawking and batting and screaming over something. But I promise you, we're all friends. Now, speaking of friends, if you want to hang out with me while I'm on air, there's a couple of ways you can catch my attention. You can tag me in a tweet at Jesse's POV. Sorry, coffee shop fans, you're just going to have to put up with Jesse's POV. It was the show that came first. Or you can join me in the KLRNradio.com chat room, which of course is KLRNradio.com/chat. So, those are the two ways you can do it while I'm on air. Now, you can always shoot me an email. Now, I'm going to give you two addresses, and I got reasons behind it. You want to talk to me about Jesse's POV? Great, Jesse's POV at KLRNradio.com. You want to talk to me about anything else? Military, the host kitty, you're a writer, you want to go on coffee shop? Great, Jesse at KLRNradio.com. It's just my way of trying to keep a paw on the situation, as host kitty would say. Keep the situation well in paw. Thank you, host kitty. I got a cuddle on that comment. Alright, so there is a lot going on in the world. And yes, I know, I've had one of those shows where I have spent 15 minutes talking about everything and nothing. Yes, I have. Why? Well, truth be told, I had to calm down before I could talk tonight. I was seething mad. And I didn't want to start screaming at you guys. And there's a few things that make me mad. Not all of them are topics that will be covered on this show. One of them is sneezing on air. So, what I'm going to do, so I've got just a few seconds to get those sneezes under control. you're going to listen to my music for just a moment, and I will see you in about 25 seconds.
You can lay it down if you wanna. You can run away if you wanna. You can pretend that this is totally okay if you wanna. You can play it dead if you wanna. Forget what they say if you wanna. Turn your back on the country needing you right now, but I don't wanna. You can lay it down if you wanna. You can run away if you wanna. You can pretend that this is totally okay if you wanna. You can play it dead if you wanna. Forget what they say if you wanna. Turn your back on the country needing you right now, but I don't wanna.
Alright, so it took 2 rounds of bumper music for me to get that under control, but I think we got there in the end. Alright. So what's been being tested today? Well, the first thing this morning, in the wee hours of the morning, the United States launched an ICBM. It was a test launch. It was unarmed. All right, let's take a look at this. The Air Force conducted a scheduled test of an unarmed Minuteman III intercontinental ballistic missile early Wednesday in California. The missile was launched at 2:10 a.m. local time from Vandenberg Air Force Base, nearly 130 miles northwest of Los Angeles. Okay, so everybody else is testing stuff. We decided. Now, of course, the Air Force will tell you all day long, every day, without a doubt, oh, this was a regularly scheduled test. I'd like to see your test records, Air Force, and how far out that calendar goes. Of course, today's ICBM test came amid growing tensions with North Korea. Yeah, that guy. Yes, that guy. I got Host Kitty trying to get his usual spot. And I had to clear a few things off, right, Host Kitty? And yes, there is an actual cat that is Host Kitty, but it's hard to get him to meow on command, so I do have a recording. Alright, so back to this. Alright, so the test demonstrates that the United States nuclear enterprise is safe, secure, and effective and ready to be able to deter, detect, and defend against attacks on the United States and its allies. Yes. So, the test went a little over 4,000 miles. And today's test was the 4th this year. Okay, Mr. Frog. 4,200 miles, or 6,800 kilometers for those of you listening from around the world, across the Pacific. And it landed at a target area in the Kwajalein Atoll. Now, this is an area we regularly target. It's not inhabited. It's just something we do. Alright, Host Kitty's being a ruckus-a-muckus tonight. He really is, friends. You can't see him, but he's being a ruckus-a-muckus. Alright, so we tested an unarmed Minuteman III ICBM. Now, this is, of course, I'm going to say in response to North Korea's testing of their ICBM program. Now, of course, we've also done tests in the past year that I think directly resulted from what North Korea is doing. Such as, we tested an interceptor system. We had the interceptor system take out a missile in flight. And I was watching a news show this morning, and the expert on the show said it's not a question of whether we can take out one. We know we can take out one. Can we take out 50? Can they overwhelm the system? But I don't see the United States going to spend that kind of money. I just have to say, let's hope it never happens. Because that would be a test to the system and probably push it near its limits. Alright, so what other testing was going on? Well, of course, you remember the North Korea ICBM test on the 28th. Then, of course, we do our ICBM test today. Oh, yes. Then, we have, and I'm just looking for it. You know me, I'm not that organized, and if I was, you guys would all wonder where Jesse was. Because y'all know, I just ain't that organized. We have China preparing to test some of their strategies. And we also have a test of, hang on, yes, China tests missiles during the weekend. In a brazen broadside to America, China performed a dramatic series of tests this past weekend targeting mock United States missile batteries and jets. Yes. U.S. intelligence agencies detected the Chinese military launching a series of 20 missiles at mock targets designed to look like American THAAD missile batteries and advanced U.S. Air Force F-22 stealth fighters. Now, of course, let me tell you this, guys, if you weren't aware. You don't need a mock-up of something to prove you can hit it with a missile. You just need a missile and a target about the right size. The only reason you build a mock-up is for propaganda purposes, or if you're sending a message, or you're going to conduct an assault on said target. But you do not need a mock-up just to see if you can hit it with a missile. The mock-up makes it bravado. Now, of course, we have that. So you had North Korea and China both testing stuff over the weekend. Then you have the U.S. testing an ICBM missile. What other tests are going on? Well, a whole lot of testing my patience. But as much as I love you guys, I think we are going to pick this up on the other side of that commercial break. Now, if you want a sneak peek, you can join me in the KLRNRadio.com chat room, which is KLRNRadio.com/chat. Or you can tag me in a tweet. Maybe I'll give you a clue. All right. So, on that note, my friends, I will see you on the other side.
You can lay down if you wanna. You can run away if you wanna. You can pretend that this is totally okay if you wanna. You can play dead if you wanna. Forget what they said if you wanna. Turn your back on the country needing you right now, but I don't wanna.
You are listening to KLRN Radio, where liberty and reason still reign.
Most writers and radio show hosts know that to connect with your fans, you need to do more than just write books or record the latest podcasts. There are many different elements that go into forming an online platform, but there are also many hidden traps. To make matters worse, solid advice on how to survive the muddy waters is scarce. In the book Hidden Traps, I talk about some of the important issues of working with an online platform, highlighting traps that could put your physical or internet security at risk or be harmful to your reputation. Are your social media posts just links with a few disjointed words, making you look like someone who can't complete a sentence? Did your new website cost you more than you anticipated? Are you leaking your personal contact details across the web without even knowing it? Then you need Hidden Traps. Although Hidden Traps is not officially released until August 1st, you can pre-order your paperback or ebook copy now from a variety of retailers, including Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and Kobo. Visit blackwolfpublications.com for more details.
Here's George Foreman with InventHelp.
Hi, I'm George Foreman. Do you have an idea for a new product or invention? People ask me all the time, George, how do I get my idea in front of companies? How do I get a patent? What do I do next? Do you have the same questions? I'll tell you like I'll tell them all. Call my friends at InventHelp.
Call InventHelp today for free information. InventHelp has been helping inventors for more than 30 years and has sales offices nationwide. InventHelp can submit your invention to companies who are interested in receiving new ideas. If you have an idea and want to try to patent it and submit it to companies, you should call InventHelp today for free information.
Listen, I can't guarantee a company will be interested in your idea, but I believe every inventor deserves the opportunity to step into the ring and take their best shot. Put InventHelp in your corner.
To get your free inventor's information, call 1-800-353-6490. That's 1-800-353-6490. Again, 1-800-353-6490.
KLRN Radio has advertising rates available. We have rates to fit almost any budget. Contact us at advertising@klrnradio.com.
This is Slickery Trigger for Rebel Road Tactical. With proper care and feeding, your pistol will be ready when you need it, there to save your life. Shouldn't your gear be that good? Whether you need a holster for comfortable everyday carry or a tough-as-nails holster for your next training course, Rebel Road Tactical has what you need. Check us out on the web at rebelroadtactical.com.
Tired of paying outrageous prices for Viagra? Well, we have great news for you. Now you can finally get Viagra at huge discounts. Healthy Man allows you to save up to $500 on Viagra. Why pay U.S. pharmacy prices of $15 per pill or more when you can get Viagra for less than $3 a pill? Call today and get 40 Viagra pills for only $99. This can cost as much as $600 at your local pharmacy. You can't afford not to call us. If you want Viagra at the lowest prices, never pay $15 a pill pharmacy prices again. Get Viagra for less than $3 a pill. Call 1-800-516-7602 today and save up to $500 and get 40 pills for just $99. Healthy Man is fast, easy, and affordable. Operators are waiting at 1-800-516-7602 to take your call right now. Call 1-800-516-7602. That's 1-800-516-7602. Again, 1-800-516-7602.
If you're 85 or younger, would you like peace of mind and comfort for your family? We're Final Expense Direct with an urgent message for you. The average funeral today costs over $8,000, but the most you'll get from government benefits is $255. How will your family pay the difference? We can help. Our senior plans start as low as just $1 a day and pay up to $30,000 for a funeral and other final expenses. Peace of mind is easy. There's no medical exam. You'll have lifetime coverage, and your plan can't be canceled as long as you pay your premiums. Call now for free information about our senior plans. Answer a few simple questions and receive approval right on the phone. Plus, call right now and we'll give you a discount prescription card for free. Call 800-553-8687. That's 800-553-8687. Again, 800-553-8687.
All right, thank y'all for hanging in there with me while I paid them bills. I gotta be honest with you guys tonight. I'm not feeling well. So what we're going to do, we are going to run through. I've got a couple of spare ads pulled aside. And if I start not feeling well and have to pull off the air for a minute, just because you guys don't need to hear me cough, sneeze, any of that noise. We all know this. I will either drop some bumper music or drop an impromptu commercial. You have caught me really not feeling well. And I thought about dropping a replay tonight, but how could I turn down the chance to follow up Foo Bunny, G, myself, and then next week I believe it's going to be Stafford following on my heels, and then America Off the Rails. I mean, really. All right, so China did a test. North Korea did a test. We did a test. Did Russia do a test? Well, if so, I haven't heard of it. But we are going to move on to other topics besides missile tests. All right. And yes, I have other news. 2 stories exasperated me today. Completely exasperated me. The first one was like, oh no, ow. And the second one was like, not again. And I'm going to tell you about not again first. A suicide bomber struck a NATO convoy near the southern Afghan city of Kandahar Wednesday, killing 2 U.S. service members. I checked defense.gov before I came on. The names have not been released. Okay? And I don't care if you see speculation elsewhere. I do not release the names until the Defense Department releases the names. I'm sorry. I haven't tripped over many, but a few times the media has been wrong on their speculation. So that's my way of ensuring accuracy. Now you know when those names are released, you know what we will do on this show. So, Navy Captain Jeff Davis, a Pentagon spokesman, said the 2 U.S. service members were killed in action in the attack and that more information would be provided when it becomes available. In their claim of responsibility, the Taliban also said the attack destroyed 2 armored tanks. I'm probably thinking they're thinking Humvees or something, but I don't know that, because I don't know that we have tanks. Unless they're Afghani tanks. I don't know. But I'm going to take that armored tanks phrase just kind of loosely. The combined U.S. and NATO troop contingent currently in Afghanistan is about 13,500. The Obama administration is deciding whether to send about 4,000 more U.S. soldiers. It looks like that they're going. 4,000 more going to Afghanistan. There were another 66 worshippers injured in the horrific suicide assault Tuesday evening as worshippers began their evening prayers. A suicide attacker sprayed bullets at the private guards protecting the mosque before entering inside and detonating his explosives. Daesh has claimed responsibility for the mosque bombing, and the attack killed more than 50 and wounded more than 80. I gotta say this, folks. We have been in Afghanistan 17 years. I do not see a strategy. You know, I am the first person to support the military. So, I'm just not quite sure that this is the way to go. I mean, can we get a strategy? I'd like to see a strategy on this table. I've heard parts of a strategy, then I've heard that the administration is against it, then I've heard, let's do this, let's do that. Guys, let's get a strategy. All right, a strategy. The other one, the other story that tested my patience, and I know this is no one's fault, except possibly the poor sailor. A sailor aboard a U.S. Navy destroyer in the South China Sea has disappeared. The sailor was reported missing from the USS Stetham, approximately 140 miles west of Subic Bay in the Philippines. An official said the missing officer had checked in aboard the ship a short time before the disappearance. Now, of course, the Stetham sailed within 12 nautical miles of Triton Island, which is claimed by China, and, you know, who knows, but I think if you were going to jump, you'd want to jump 12 nautical miles, not 140. And this is the second time this summer the Navy is carrying out a major search and rescue operation in the Pacific. If you recall, a sailor on the cruiser USS Shiloh, who had been presumed lost at sea, was found hiding in the ship's engine room. Yes, and the sailor, get my tongue untied, was later charged with dereliction of duty, as your host believes he should have been. I'm sorry. First of all, you diverted resources from what they needed to be doing. All the time you were hiding in the engine room. You want a couple days off, that's what leave is about. And I'll bet there's a way to even take on-ship time off. Even if it's a couple extra hours. Get somebody to cover for you. Because most military units I know, they'll let you take a little downtime as long as somebody's covering for you. All right. Chinese fighter jets. Oh, China is being quite annoying. Chinese became more brazen last week after a pair of Chinese J-10 fighter jets buzzed a U.S. Navy EP-3 reconnaissance plane in the East China Sea. Now, what an EP-3 does, for those of you who don't know, it's a sub-hunter. It looks for stuff under the sea. No, I don't have the music, and I'm not going to sing it. Now, let's talk quackers for just another minute. North Korea's accelerated missile testing may pose a risk to passenger jets in the area. All right, why do we say that? Well, these folks do not coordinate anything with anybody. They do not issue a notice to airmen. They do not make sure that everybody's out of this missile's path on the way up and the way down. When we conducted our ICBM test, there were notice to airmen issued. The airspace where the missile was going to be flying was essentially cordoned off. And we pretty much told the world exactly what path it was going to take and exactly where it was going. Okay? Okay. So North Korea has been steadily expanding the range of its tests. And now that the thing is going intercontinental, the missile came down 150 kilometers west of Okshuri Island. Well, according to Flight Radar 24 and Japanese Self-Defense Forces, an Air France flight passed just east of the splashdown site between 5 and 10 minutes prior to the missile impacting the water. Yeah, 5 to 10 minutes. And it could have been a whole different story. Now, of course, Air France said that North Korea's missile test zones don't interfere in any way with the airline's flight path. Flight 293 completed its flight without any reported incident. Of course, Air France constantly analyzes potentially dangerous flyover zones and adapts its flight plans accordingly. Now, let's also think about what could be on the sea. I've heard of merchant fishing vessels taking damage from these things. Alright, got just a couple more stories to bring you folks, and I'm sorry, I am just not feeling very well tonight, and that is my slight lack of enthusiasm tonight, because, well, I am under the weather. This is how I feel. I just got hit and hit hard. Alright. There's been a poll. When isn't there? A poll over in Israel. Oh, that's something new. 70% of Jewish Israelis support giving the death penalty to terrorists who kill Israeli citizens. Right now, there is no death penalty in Israel. The Israel Democracy Institute monthly peace index found that 25.3% do not support the death penalty and 4.9% did. But 70% of the country, 70% of Jewish Israelis believe the penalties being given to Palestinians who've carried out such attacks are too lenient. So, now, of course, this is going to be divided almost exactly along, in this case, religious lines. 70%, so 2.6% say the penalties are too hard, 18.5% say they're just right, and 7.3% they didn't know or didn't answer. Among Israeli Arabs, 63% believe the penalties are too harsh. 2.3% said just right. 63% believe the penalties are too harsh. 25.4% say the penalties said just right, and 9.3% said they didn't know or didn't answer. So the numbers pretty well flip-flop. Now, a Knesset member, and that's their parliament, Nava Booker, introduced a bill that would make the death penalty an option for people who murder at least 2 people on behalf of a terrorist organization. The murderers of the Fugel family in Itmar currently live in a 4-star hotel in an Israeli prison. The recent murders of the border policeman in the Temple Mount and the Solomon family in Halashim require taking stricter measures. Enacting a death penalty for terrorists, along with other measures, could restore deterrence and help stop terror in Israel. All right, I got another one for you. This one isn't so much a death sentence as last days in prison. A 96-year-old former Auschwitz death camp guard who was convicted as an accessory to murder is fit to go to prison. German prosecutors made this announcement earlier today. Oskar Groening was convicted in July 2015 of being an accessory to murder of 300,000 Jews and sentenced to 4 years in prison. In November, a federal appeals court in Germany rejected his appeal. Groening has remained free pending the appeal and a decision on his fitness for prison. On Wednesday, Catherine Soffaker, a spokesperson for prosecutors in Hanover, told the news agency DPA they have rejected a defense application for a reprieve on serving the sentence. She said doctors consider Groening fit to go to prison as long as there is appropriate medical care. There has been no summons yet for him to start serving his sentence. Groening's lawyer said he would ask a court in Lüneburg to review this decision. If it deems Groening fit to serve time, he added, an appeal to a higher court would be possible. And the lawyer said he doesn't consider Groening fit to go to prison, and the doctors making this decision have never actually physically examined the man. Now, how can you make it? I know there's medical records and charts, but I'm sorry, medical records and charts only tell part of the story. I hate to say it this time, I agree with the lawyer. Now, remember we talked about Venezuela last night? In fact, I've got that audio clip, I think.
Their arrest comes 2 days after the Maduro regime's illegitimate election for a constitutional assembly, which provoked even more violence in that country on the streets, with more than 10 people killed in that alone.
All right, we're going to back that up just a little bit. There's a part I definitely want you to hear.
And Antonio Lezama to prison. We call for their immediate release. Their arrest comes 2 days after the Maduro regime's illegitimate election for a constitutional assembly, which provoked even more violence in that country on the streets, with more than 10 people killed in that alone.
Whoa. Now, the British company that provided voting machines used in Venezuela's election this week said Wednesday that the balloting was tampered with and that the company could not endorse the results. We estimate the difference between the actual participation and the one announced by authorities is at least 1 million votes. Mujica did not specifically accuse the government of President Nicolas Maduro of finagling the vote count, but said at a London news conference that Sunday's electoral results are the first it has repudiated since 2004, since it began supplying voting machines to the Venezuelan government. Now, the company did refuse to offer specific figures because the tally was still under review. He added that the fact that the opposition did not send monitors to polling places to check vote counts facilitated the manipulation of results. The worst is that Smartmatic participated in all the audits. Whatever manipulation, such as that indicated by Mujica, would ignore the fact that Smartmatic is part of the security of the tallying system. So, now of course the National Electoral Council on Wednesday denied any implication of ballot manipulation, and they criticized the Smartmatic, the company, as irresponsible and threatened legal action. Basically said, well, if it was manipulated, they had to be in on it. So I found this was pretty interesting. And yeah, I'm going to call Venezuela election a sham. All right. I've got one more slightly lighter story. Let me find it. Yes, I'm shuffling through. I don't want to go into quackers tonight. I just don't want to go there. You know I can. I can go there all day, every day. It was a humorous story I wanted to pull. Just gotta find it in my stack of show prep. Ah, yes. Netanyahu stopped a planned fistfight between Israeli and Jordanian lawmakers. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu stopped an Israeli lawmaker from taking on a Jordanian counterpart in a fistfight on Wednesday over a diplomatic crisis between the two neighbors. The July 23rd shooting to death of two Jordanians by an Israeli embassy guard who said he was acting in self-defense has outraged Amman, stirred up pro-Palestinian sentiment in the kingdom, and prompted U.S. mediation efforts. Oren Hazan, a member of Netanyahu's Likud party, had tweeted on the day of the shooting that the Jordanians, who we keep supplied with water and whose butts we defend day and night, need re-education. His comments prompted a challenge from a similarly fiery lawmaker in Jordan. Let him meet me if he is a man. They were due to square off against each other on Wednesday morning on the border. As the appointed time neared, both men posted images of themselves on social media driving to the King Hussein Albany bridge crossing between Jordan and the Israeli-occupied West Bank. Hazan's journey was cut short. Netanyahu's office ordered him to turn around. Of course, there was no immediate comment from Jordan. Hazan said on Twitter he was disappointed the encounter had not taken place. Saud told reporters he'd been serious about going down to the bridge and busting this dirty man's nose. Netanyahu stepped in. Saud said because Israelis can't face up to Jordanians. Now, interesting fact here, my friends. In 1994, Jordan became only the second of two Arab countries to make peace with Israel. All right, friends, I think we've gone quite far enough around the world for tonight. So, you regulars, you know what's coming. You new listeners, buckle your seatbelt and hang on for the ride, and I'm going to do my best tonight.